Welcome back to No Man's Sky. ElanPaul here with the survival playthrough. We're continuing on with the Autophage missions. This is part 3 of that series, and hopefully we're going to finish up this piece, the next piece of this, and then we can move on to something else. So we got a couple things to do here. First thing we need to do, we need to speak to this fellow over here. Let me go ahead and get this taken care of. Construct leg. Watches me curiously. I have the impression that this final blueprint is especially precious and that earning it signifies a milestone of sorts. So we're going to ask about the concentric transducer. Something disruptor. The last blueprint, blank staff. Completes the staff, probably. Yes, blank will blank a terminal to assemble the multi-tool, blank the process. Nothing blank blank, like the construction of your own holy staff. Autophage takes great care to speak clearly, their effort palpable. They fill the communication gaps with gestures indicating that I will require a terminal to finalize the construction of my voltaic staff. Though these beings are obviously advanced, I have no sense of being prejudged or scorned. Each autophage has conducted an apparently unbiased and chosen to grant an unbiased assessment, chosen to grant another blueprint. Construct leg regards me with cautious approval as we say farewell. Okay, so we need to make that, and in order to make that concentric transducer, we need to make a superconductor, which we do not have. Have a storage augmentation, which we do not have. So we have to hit the anomaly in order to make that. So let's head up, hit the anomaly. We will need that blueprint. See if I can make it before all the rest of the ships show up. Alright, there we go. Yeah. Superconductor. Fantastic. Those are expensive to make. Oh, we got a good parking space next time. I guess my check went through to John Murray. Anyway, let me see here. Okay, so it should be the terminal in the middle on the right. And it's not going to be in the first section. We've already got all the things that we need here. So we're going to go to the second section, and we need to get to superconductor. Superconductor's all the way down here. So we need thermic condensate. We need, hold on, nitrogen salt. Superconductor requires thermic condensate and nitrogen salt in order to make the superconductor. And then semiconductor, and then the superconductor requires enriched carbon, as well as the semiconductor that we just made. So the enriched carbon is over here. We'll have to grab that. Okay, so blowing through nanites like crazy here. So this requires sulfurine and condensed carbon. This will require nitrogen, which we can get, and more condensed carbon. So we can skip this and go straight to this. The problem is we need thermic condensate and the nitrogen salt. So we need both of these. So I'll have to make this and this to get this, and then from this I can make this, but I have to make this too, so I need radon as well. So radon, nitrogen, and sulfurine. I'm going to need all three of those. Now I could sit here and unlock all the rest of this, but that could take a while, so let's just stick with this for now. Alright, time to head back to the home base and check my inventory and see what I do have and don't have, and then we're going to have to go after those items. So I'm going to start here at this interstellar terminus. Boom. Off we go. Yeah, that's the hard part, is making all this stuff. My gosh, I mean the recipes involved are pretty harsh. Some of the things you can get pretty easily. Other things you'll be lucky to come across. But I seem to recall telling you guys many, many times, hang on to these things, hang on to these things, you're going to need them, hang on to these things, you're going to need them. Wasn't just a pack rat telling you these things. So, what do we got? Looking for gases. Looks like we got a little bit of radon. We got 94. What else we got? Don't see any other gases in here. Okay, let's go to the next container. Let's see. That's interesting. Got salt in the other one. Doesn't look like we have anything else. Good grief. Okay, so we are in wonderful condition to get things done. Cytophosphate, salt. More cytophosphate. That's funny. Uranium. We do have phosphorus. What does this mean? Okay, let me dig into this a little bit here. Let me check my inventory on my ship as well. Yeah, I have no gases on the ship as well. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go into our app. The app in question is the Assistant for nomanssky is what it's called. And I'm going to look up, let me see here. So I need sulfurine. Okay, sulfurine can be refined from nitrogen, nitrogen and oxygen, or nitrogen and chromatic metal. And you can refine it into other items. You can refine it into radon as well. Okay. Okay. So we need a lot. We need a lot. All right. We're not going to find it in trade terminals. So if we go to any trade terminal, it doesn't make a difference where we go. You're not going to find those gases in the trade terminals. So there's no use in really getting into those. What you need to do is look for a planet that contains these items. So this copper, paraffinium, magnetized ferrite is all you have here. Gases can be present too. We do have the scanner, I think, available on our scanning tool. No, we got target sweep. So we really need to put a scanner on our multi-tool. Is it our multi-tool? Yeah, I think it is the multi-tool. Let me see. Maybe it wasn't the multi-tool. It's our exosuit, maybe. Oh, got an airburst engine I never installed. Oh, interesting. Okay. Trying to think of different ways we can get this taken care of. Alright, what I'm going to do, I need to get these gases, so I think what I need to do is, we're going to put this one on hold, and I'm going to get it between episodes, I think. And then what we're going to do here is I'm going to switch gears, so rather than doing this, because it's going to take some time to get all that, let's go back to researching the properties of Atlantidium. Okay? Okay, so we need to go back to the anomaly, which is a good thing, because we can go straight there. So we do have some work to get done. All right. Okay. So we're scanning here. Okay, so we got to go back to the Korvax simulation chamber. The simulation chamber, pardon me. That's in the back. It's not. Oh, it is a Korvax. Interesting. Even though it was made by Polo. Okay. NADA entity authorization required. Secondary simulation running. This machine is ancient and powerful, a relic of a world long since destroyed. The salvaged hardware has been restored to near pristine condition, the software lovingly maintained. Reveal Atlantidium. Searching secondary simulation. Searching. Match found. Planetary body identified. And a whole bunch of zeros and ones. Present Atlantium to an electronic heart and note its response. Scan for Atlantium sensitive processors from space or planetary surface. Okay. Off we go. Okay, let's do space, since that's where we're going to be. Okay, where? Oh, there, huh? Well, we've been to that planet before. Fiery, huh? Incoming storm. Interesting. Looks like we're going to be parking in a very odd place. Okay. Oh. We gotta get in the old-fashioned way. Oh, I can get through. Alright. Okay. Why not? Hey, let's grab some nanites while we're here. And let's see what this has to say. Alarms protest my intrusion, but the facility seems unattended. Its processes automated by an artificial intelligence. Unauthorized personnel detected. Please verify credentials to override alarm. Reveal Atlantium. Verifying. Verify. Okay, it's going nuts on us. Retrieving credentials. 0 times a whole bunch of F's. Manufacturing protocol. Undefined. Execution failed. Execution failed. Execution failed. More dots. Bunch of zeros and ones again. Fascinating. Okay, let's hit C. Oh boy, it's done a big pullback on this one. Electronic processing unit detected. Okay, where? Okay, at the space station. On our way. Alright, so we're heading to the space station again. Ship's popping in. Station core. Interesting. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's above me. Hello. Life support system stable. Commercial monitoring online. Flight path management 84% efficiency. Atlas Aeron surveillance uplink functional. Reveal Atlantium. Geological material detected. Analyzing. Planetary coordinates not indexed. Solar system not indexed. Unable to establish trade link. Unable to plot flight path. More dots. And the zeros and ones show up again. Present Atlantium to an electronic heart. Note its response. Perform scan. Okay. Another scan. Yep. Where are you detecting it now? Oh, in my own starship. Alright, let's see what happens when we climb in. My ship cockpit is comfortingly familiar. I take a moment to sit back and run my fingertips over the dashboard. The sensors and controls gently light up as my hand passes over them, as though responding to the presence of an old friend. Atlantidium. Void detected. Bunch of zeros and ones again. She is near, it says, in purple too. Unbidden, the ship computer launches a navigational sequence. The controls, so responsive just moments ago, ignore my input entirely. Calibrating navigation systems, searching for void trace, searching, destination unknown, destination bzz, located. Atlantidium source detected, destination purple question marks, New Atlantid? I did not request this search. Did the ship perform this of its own accord, judging with its own artificial intelligence? Or is this the influence of some external will contained within the Atlantidium crystals themselves? Either way, I feel compelled to investigate this Atlantidium source. Okay. Here we go. Activate pulse drive to search. Okay, so source detected. Here we go. And it's detecting, as you can see at the bottom right. Ooh. We need to communicate. Bzzzt. Probe the structure. A decayed transmission reads my communicator. An ancient radio pops and hisses, but the voice that speaks is unmistakably Korvax. Korvax Prime Disaster Pod number 38. Log of Refugee Entity Kizimo. Day 0. I close my eye, but cannot close my mind. Bzzzt, deafening. Millions of bzzzt screams deafen this entity. All entities. A great disconnection. Ew, we will never see home again. Bzzzt. Day 1. The link is frayed. This entity feels distance from the convergence here. Bzzzt. Other entities aboard say the same. The screams. Bzzzt. Even in the silence, we cannot hear one another's thoughts. We are so afraid. Day 5. This entity's, my thoughts feel private. Privately, my thoughts. Those junkyard moons. The rumors true? Everything is shattered. I do not know what to believe. I've not been told what to... Bzzzt. Day 10. Bzzzt. Crystals. Bzzzt. Growing. Bzzzt. Day question mark. Bzzzt. Who is stowing away in our minds? Even now, even here. Bzzzt. Fragment. Bzzzt. Atlas, save us. Save. Bzzzt. The electronic voice shakes with fear. I fear uncomfortable listening to these words that seem so personal, so desperate. The ancient log crackles, the decayed tape reaching the end of its retrievable data. Yet even through the static, I hear a change of tone in the final audible word. The voice is no longer fearful, it is defiant. Atlas. Extract language data. Okay, now, you can leave it alone, or you can, get a little Atlantidium out of it. Okay. Completes audience with autophage to proceed. So it looks like that particular message is done. So what we have to do here is we have to do this, unfortunately. So I've got to find some gases, unfortunately. Let's pull in the anomaly and see what else I need. I need scanning equipment. I need to look for gases. Some planets have items on them, like it'll have different types of minerals and stuff like that you can find that comes up as 1 or 2 star, like mutant plants and things like that. Those are other things that we can look for too. But this is going to require some doing now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Almost missed. So I'm going to start with multi-tool. Alright, what do you got for me? So one thing we need is the survey device. So we're going to need that. Look through here. I don't really need any of the weapons right now. Or the fishing rig. Or the optical drill. Neutron cannon equipment. We really don't need it. We can get it later. Okay. That'll be fine. So we need to put the survey device in our multi-tool. Thank heavens I need a little extra room in here. We need a quantum computer and 3 magnetic resonators. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Let's go back to our base and get some supplies. So that's, I think, what this episode's going to be about. We've already spent 20 minutes doing the rest of the other run-through. Now we're going to be gathering materials to finish this up. Alright, so back to my base. Nope, not that one. Off we go. Anytime now. There we go. Okay. Let's see what we got in the inventory area. So it says we need to refine ionized cobalt. I don't know why. Is there something I need to make? I mean, I don't have a problem doing it. Let me see. Hold on. Cobalt, cobalt, cobalt. Come on now. Yeah, okay, good. Give me just a moment here. I mean, 30 seconds is not a long time to wait, so we'll just give this the few moments it takes to get here. Very odd. I don't know what it's sending me through unless it's telling me I can do something with my ionized cobalt to produce other elements, but we'll find out in a moment here. 40. Craft magnetic resonators. Oh. Yeah, let me get those. Hold on. Let's see. Do I have any in here? No, they're probably in the other one. Alright, so we got those guys. We got hydraulic wires. Yeah, we don't have any. I guess I should have kept some, huh? Because it takes 40 ionized cobalt. Well, why didn't you say that? Alright, I need 160. Okay, we'll get that going. Now, to get what we're looking for, we need the survey unit, so we need what? We need we need a computer. Let me get the computer. I know we have one in our inventory someplace. Let's see. Over here, maybe? Pretty sure we had one. There it is. Okay. You know what I could have done? I could have checked the terminal over there. Or the terminal at the space station. He has one. Okay. That's alright. There we go. Move this back over to my starship. Okay, good, good, good. So we can finish that up in our multi-tool. All right. Now, in order to find what we're looking for, we now have a survey device. So when we look through our viewfinder, you see we have more choices at the bottom. We can now find gases. So concentrated gas is nearby at 350. I'll take a look. There's our base computer, so it's actually within range of our base, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Actually went past it. We're literally, it's right in the middle of this rock. I'll have to get rid of the rock. Let's see what kind of gas it is. Okay, it's oxygen. Okay, so that's what we're looking at on this planet. So as we look through our viewfinder and we look at the main setting, if you look at the top right, it doesn't say anything about what kind of gases you can find here. But you can be pretty assured that the type of gases that you're looking for can be found on certain planets. So I could put an oxygen production unit here and harvest that from the air here, depending upon the type of planet it is. So there's certain types of gases you can get from certain planets. So what we need to do is we need to look for a different planet. So let's go back to our base here. We're going to take a look at a different planetary system. Let's take a peek. So here's some of our bases. So we have a dissonant base, and we can check it out and see what its best idea is for this particular location. Radioactive dust storm. So let's see what we could find here. All right, I'm going to go to the dissonant base. It's obviously, high radioactivity, but what can we find here? Is it radon? Is it sulfurine? It's probably going to be radon. But the other gases can turn into, or be made to turn into other gases as well. So radon can turn into sulfurine or possibly the other gas as well. So that's what I'm looking for here. So let me look around, and we're going to go back to gases. And there happens to be one 84 units away. Right over here. Right here. Let's see what it is. Radon it is. And you see the strength, local concentration 3738, 3738, 39, 38, 37. See what I mean? So you can probably drop a gas extractor here. I've already got a base computer here. Let me see, do I have gas extractors? I have an atmosphere harvester. So I can put an atmosphere harvester down, but I don't know what kind of atmosphere it's going to drop. But we don't have a gas extractor. I haven't gotten one of those. Let me put one of these down real quick. Metal plate, art atmosphere. Let me see here. Metal plates. 2 metal plates. Hermetic seals. 1, 2. Okay. Let me put one down. I'm very curious as to what it will pull in. It will pull in radon. Okay, good. So let's drop in some carbon and get it running. Okay. So it is... Okay, so it's operating right now. We can always come back here. I don't know how much it's going to pull, but putting a gas extractor right where we are would be better. So again, same thing we need to do. We need to jump over to the anomaly, which we can't get to from here, I don't think, for usual means. Oh yeah, we can. Alright. And we can come back to the space from there. So we're going to check out the anomaly. There we go. Let's see, so I need a gas extractor. That requires buried tech, which fortunately we have a bunch of. So we're going to go to the left-hand side this time. Again, middle terminal. And we need to look for it. I'm going to look for technology. Oop, there we are. There it is, gas extractor. So we want mineral, gas. And you also need a supply depot, and you're going to need supply pipe. See, I'm almost out of salvage data already. Okay, and we'll need to power it up. So, that's how we can get it even faster if we wish. Can we go back to the same place? No, we can't. Let's go ahead and take our... Use the teleporter. Terminus. Interstellar terminus. We'll go right back to the same planet. This one here. And that'll give us a chance to check that gas extractor and see how much it's pulled out. It probably hasn't pulled out a lot. Alright. So our gas extractor is over here, isn't it? Is that it? That's it. Okay. Let's see how much it's pulled. 11. So it's getting something. So we're going to put a gas extractor here now. Is that under here? Yes, it is. 5 metal plates. I don't know if we have the ability to get 5 metal plates. I need to find some rocks. These are ferrite dust. That's pure ferrite. That's ferrite. Let's see how many we can make while we're waiting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 more. Go over here. All right. So putting it right here was a good spot for it. Now it's only a C class, so it may take some time to get it done. And we're going to put a supply depot next to it. That requires 10 metal plates. Boy, oh boy, I need metal plates like nobody's business today. Let's go over here away from that dude. Okay, more rocks we get, more crystals we get, the better.
Radiation protection falling.
Okay. Grab that stuff too while I'm here. How are we doing on ferrite dust? We need 10 plates. Yep, we got 4. I'll take the pure ferrite too, because we know we're really low on that anyway. Oops, sorry. He was standing still, and I thought he was a rock. Okay, let's see. How many can we get? 41 more ferrite dust. And this guy's standing right next to me, so I can't get it from him. Is that? Sure enough, curious deposits. Remember that from last episode, don't you? Let's see. What do we got? There we go. 10. I think we have enough ferrite for the rest. Let's get back to our gas extractor. We're probably going to need more, but that's okay. That's hilarious. Sorry, got distracted for a moment. Okay, so we need a supply depot next to it. And we're going to put some supply pipe between them. That's fine. And it needs to be powered. So let me just check something real quick. I don't think we have the right power source nearby. We do not. So we're going to do... I seem to have a helicopter literally flying over my house right now. Really, really low. Okay. Hold on. Biofuel reactor, we'll start with that. And we'll need a battery so we can get some juice going. And then we need... Can I make a solar panel? Yes, I can. Okay. We're going to get power. There we go. Okay. Wasn't sure why that wasn't working. Okay. It has juice now. Now, I'm going to put some extra power into here. And we're going to load it up. There we go. So that's building up some power. That's extracting gas at 235 an hour. So, not a ton. But overall storage between the storage tank gives us a ton of it. So we can come back here in about... It's a 1 hour cycle on it, so it should acquire all that within the hour. And that should be more than enough to get us what we need. Now, how's this one doing? We're up to 34 already. Okay, I'm going to keep this thing going and see how much we can get. So we're up to 35 radon. Here, let me put that in my exosuit. We know we needed radon. I've gathered up a bunch of it to begin with. So we're going to let this go, and I'm going to let it go for quite a little time here. I'm going to let them all go for us. Just for now, we're going to get that gas extracted, and we will come back, and that's basically what we'll do here. So we need all three of the gaseous elements. We need the radon. Let's see here. So we need radon to make the enriched carbon. We need quite a bit. We need 250 of it. We will need nitrogen. And we're going to need sulfurine, 250 of each of those elements to get what we need. So 750 is really kind of what we need here in order to get everything done that we need to get done. So we are going to put a pause on this video right now, and I'll come back after all the gas has been produced, and we'll show you what we're going to do with it at that point. Okay? So we're about 40 minutes in. That should hopefully use up the last 20 minutes of this episode. All right, guys. I'll see you in a little bit. And we're back. So you're probably wondering, so it's been like an hour, right, Paul? You've been spending all this time. I decided to search around the landscape. I saw the curious deposits like we saw earlier and decided to make them into nanites. I'm currently working on that right now, as you can see. And then what happened is... Let me get that started. I ran across something. Like if you look through your scanner, you can see things like, for instance, there's our... we got some buried technology over there. We have some hermetic scrap. We have a 3-star. That's some curious deposits. That's where I grabbed some stuff. I must have left one over there. And of course, you have the single-star items too, like the 2-star items you're going to see in here, which I can't see at the moment. Let me get out of the way of this. You got bones on this planet, so that's another yellow item that you're going to find. You got 2-star items, which are gravitino balls. You got your 3-star items, which are the curious deposit that we just saw, right? You have 1-star items, which are ancient data structures, but a lot of these planets will also have a secondary 1-star item. In this case, it was a mutant plant. Now, I should have started recording when I found it, but what happened is, as soon as I destroyed one of the mutant plants, it gave me radon. Lots and lots and lots of radon. So I've got all the radon I could ever want and need for the rest of eternity at this point. So I don't really need any more at this point. I keep futzing this up a little bit. Let me let it get finished here. So yeah, I don't need any more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these guys run. They don't have to, but they can. This one is just barely able to keep up with the gas extractor over here, but it is producing. You don't see anything in there because as it goes by in time, this will start increasing exponentially. It'll suddenly jump up 200 at some point. So we're going to let that go. And at the same time, this one's doing pretty good. It's already pulled out 63. So I'm going to take it for now, and we're going to leave. I don't see any reason to stay. So we're going to go back to the anomaly, and we're going to take another skip straight to our home base. Why are we going to our home base? That's a good question. The reason why is because we have something at our home base that we don't have anywhere else. We could make one here at that base that we were at if we wanted to, but I saw no reason to do so because we've already got one, and that is a big refiner that can refine up to 3 things at once, so you can combine things into other recipes. So that's what we're about to experiment with. Back to our home base. There we go. So we're going to turn the radon into something else. Now we can put it in there by itself, and I think it'll turn into something. I think it turns into carbon or something like that, but we'll find out in a moment. But I wanted to show you this because this is a good learning lesson for, you know, learning how to do things in No Man's Sky, learning how different items and recipes exist. It is an infinite ability almost in this game to be able to do so much. And we all don't take full advantage of everything that we could possibly do. All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead and put some radon in. Okay, so radon turns into nitrogen. It's a 3-to-1 ratio on that. Not the greatest of ratios, so the 250 will turn into 83. Let's see what happens if we add something else to the mix. Like, let's see, how about some oxygen? What happens if we add oxygen to this? Okay, it goes to a 1-to-1 ratio, as you can see. Now I need 250, so I need 250 nitrogen, so I'm going to do the 250 to 250. So let's go ahead and get that done, and in 3 minutes I'll have nitrogen. So that's one of the gases we needed, was it not? So when we look at our recipes, radon is the first thing. Why don't we go ahead and do this now? We'll use up some of the radon to make the enriched carbon that we needed. Now we need enriched carbon, we need a semiconductor. To get a semiconductor, we need thermic condensate, nitrogen salt. So let's keep going with this. Nitrogen salt requires the nitrogen. Okay, good. And this requires sulfurine. Okay, so there we go. And they both require condensed carbon of 50 each. We don't have enough condensed carbon, so why don't we turn some of this carbon we have here into condensed carbon. I think we have something left over in the hopper. Yeah, there we go. Put the 230 in so we get an even number. Okay, good deal. And what is... there it is, 3. Okay, we'll get rid of that. All right, so good. So that's moving along. We're going to get some condensed carbon now, and that's excellent. This will give us our nitrogen that we're looking for. And now we're going to also check to see what the nitrogen turns into. I'd love to have another one of these refiners somewhere. So maybe doing a secondary one would be great. We can do up to 2. Let me check here. Is it under here? There it is, large refiner. We need chromatic metal and some sodium nitrate. 5 microprocessors. Sodium in here? I don't think we do. No, we do not. Okay, that's fine. Plenty of metal plates, that's for sure. I put the bones in there. I'm thinking of it. Get rid of that stuff. I also don't need that. Okay, good. We need microprocessors. We need 5, so I'm going to take 5 of these. And that way we can make them. Microprocessors get made with more chromatic metal. Okay, so we're going to need a ton of chromatic metal here. We're running low on chromatic metal. I don't know if you knew that, but we are. It's still going? Yes, it is. We'll let it go. Let's hit the terminal over here. If I remember correctly, one of these has chromatic metal in them. I don't remember which one it was. I don't know if it was this one or not. No, it wasn't. But we have magnetized ferrite, that's for sure. Plenty of metal plates. Hey, microprocessors.
Product received. Product
I'll go ahead and buy them. That way I don't have to make them after all. Okay. Nights got refilled. Every now and then, every few weeks or so during an update or something like that, those things will refill. Doesn't happen often. But take advantage of it when you can get it. Sodium nitrate. Okay, that's fine. I need 67 of it. Which we can do in here. I put it in a roamer. I don't believe I did that. Okay, no big deal. Sodium, sodium, sodium. I probably passed it. There's sodium nitrate. I only have 20 sodium. Been hitting every plant I can on the way. Oh, no, we have plenty of sodium. Let's get that going. Alright, good. Chromatic metal can go over there to our ship. I need to go into the roamer. That's this guy. Yeah, I'll take that. So it wasn't the roamer. Which one was it? Was it the nomad? No, wasn't the nomad. Was it in you? Okay, so it wasn't any of the exocrafts I currently have. For some reason I thought it was. You look like you're stuck. Guessing he is. Alright. Large refiner looks like it's complete. Let's see what happens when we put this back in. What do we get? We get sulfurine from it. So I'm going to want to make sulfurine. I'm going to take some more of my oxygen that I have. Once I can find it. There it is. We need more. Just do that. Okay, so we need 250 sulfurine. So we're going to go ahead and get that going. And then we'll go ahead and make more nitrogen with the secondary item. Okay, so we should have enough here already.
technology recharge.
Keep that going. Alright, we should be able to make it now, right? Yes, we can. So we're going to make a second one. Put it over here. Okay. What is our rate on? There we go. 250. And we need our oxygen. We're running low on oxygen too. I don't know if you guys noticed that. And we'll make our nitrogen. Okay. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, we're kind of running out of oxygen, believe it or not, for once. I have no idea where our rest of our oxygen is. I pulled it from someplace else. Very, very odd. Because I don't see it in our inventory. Let's see. Storage container? Maybe it's in a storage container. I bet you it's in a storage container. Let's go get the rest of the oxygen from the storage container. So we're going to have to start restocking up on that. Yep, there it is. Okay. Wow. Never thought I'd run out of oxygen in this game. There's our cadmium. We have more cadmium in here. I thought we'd had more, but I wasn't sure. Oh, look. Microprocessors. I'll put them over there so I can see them next time. Yeah. Okay, that's alright. Alright, so all these are going at full tilt. This one will be done. I've got 61% of that done, 36% of that done, and we'll have that head of the dragon done here in just a minute. Alright, let's put this on pause for a moment. We'll come right back. We're back. We're just finishing up on the nitrogen, so that's complete. go, and everything's done. Alright, so we have everything in our inventory. Let's make our items that we need to make. So we have our enriched carbon already. So we need to make thermic condensate. We need to make nitrogen salt. Okay, so we got all three. Now we need to make our semiconductor. And then finally, we can make our superconductor. Superconductor made. And now we can make our concentric transducer made. So we're done. Okay, so we got some items to put away real quick. Let me go ahead and throw them into our containers here. I'm going to go ahead and get the... There we go, those are put away. I don't need all that radon on us, definitely not. We got 2 upgrades in here, so that's going to be kind of handy later on. We got some stuff we need to sell. But otherwise, we are all set. Let's get going. We're going to go back to the anomaly. And from there, we're going to go back to the base. Not the base, pardon me. We're going to go back to the one of the locations. So pay attention to the screen. Okay to camp. Let's go ahead and do it. So is our polyphonic core charged? No, it is not. Okay, let's go ahead and hit it.
Alert. Navigational data received.
Looks like it's right there. Now, the first one is a grassy planet. Is the second one the grassy planet? Which one's the grassy planet? I hope it's the second one. It is the second one. Thank heavens. We're going to change it, though. We're going to put aggressive sentinels on there. Ah! Oh, well, something just responded.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
And it just recharged those because I can. And while we're here.
Technology recharge.
If you're in your menu when you hit the atmosphere like that, in your tab screen, it will bounce you off the atmosphere. No one knows why that is. But it does it. Alright, so this is a different camp. Ooh, it's a full camp too. Isn't that interesting? No, it isn't. It is not a full camp. What is this? It's just an autophage in the middle of a field.
Technology repaired.
Carbon nanotubes and a microprocessor. I'm curious. No, I didn't need more. I will spend the elements on it.
Technology repaired.
It's been rebuilt. Bunch of numbers. Feed loss circuits. The 9th. That's all it does. But that was interesting. Alright, let's stand back and do a... Whoa, okay. Everything popped into existence. I didn't expect that here. Alright, so we need to, as it says here, assemble it. So we need to activate, go to the Autophage synthesis terminal, staff assembly. Alright, so head component. We don't have to use the concentric transducer. I'm going to try putting the head in. And we see, should we do the reclaim grip or the Atlantidium grip chamber? We should have the other, oh, the other one's a different one. So reclaimed or Atlantidium. Let's look at that. And here is the fiberglass grip that it gives us. But we can use anything we want. So that looks pretty good. Let's see what happens when we assemble it and take a look at what it looks like. It's a B class with 2 supercharged slots really far apart. So if you just right click, you can jump back out and choose something different. So I'm going to choose the other core and we'll choose that one. Assemble, does it do the same thing? Same thing. Let me get rid of this one and put in the grip like that. That looks pretty good. At A class. We get a bunch of supercharged slots. We get two really far apart from each other. We get multiple scatter blasts and weapons. My gosh. That's not bad. It's an A-class one. It's not terrible. Let's change out the head, even though I'm liking the head on it. Put the transducer on it, see what we get. The B-class. Supercharged slots at the corner and down here. Let's keep going with this. Let's keep switching it up, because we can keep this up. Let me see here. Put that one back in and see what it looks like. B-class, same arrangement. Fiberglass. Same arrangement, B-class. Runic beam. Same arrangement, C-class, I think, that time. Let's go back to this one. Same arrangement, B-class. Let's go back to the head. And that gives us our A-class. So I think we'll just go ahead and select this one. That's pretty cool looking to walk around with. I do kind of like that. Plus we get some stuff out of this. I mean, the paralysis mortar is relatively worth it. I don't particularly care for geology cannons. You get your scatter blaster and shell greaser, but you also get a pulse spitter out of it, plus some good stuff for your mining laser as well. So 3 upgrades for your mining laser. Not bad. Let's go ahead and do that one. I like this. I'm going to compare it. Now it's saying exchange. I don't particularly care for that. That's not right. Let's do something here. So we know the arrangement, right? This is the arrangement. We're using the reclaimed grip and the runic beam. So let me go in here and just choose one of my other multi-tools, because something isn't right. We've only got 4 multi-tools. Messenger of the Dance looked like a pretty decent multi-tool, but I guess it is what it is. Let me see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't make us exchange. That's different. Hold on. Did it change on us? Nope, nope, there it is. Okay, alright, so there it is. Interesting, I think it changed a little bit as far as the arrangement's concerned, but I'm going to go ahead and take this. So it says exchange. Let me see what happens here. Did it really make us exchange? Yes, it did. It did. Okay, but we got it. That's always a cool thing about the head opens up when you're on your mining beam. Alright, so we've got it. So let's talk to him. Something something staff. This is an important blank. Blank blank disruptor. I am blank to be here to see this. A staff makes much creativity possible. Blank may wish to upgrade it. Blank. The autophage pauses. Their battered, corroded face stares directly into mine. They speak slowly and with gravity. I blank say the blank words. Disruptor. Blank may blank blank this staff. Will open blank that were hidden before. Ask him to repeat. He looks uncomfortable. They make a strange rasping sound as though clearing their throat. Blank me, Disruptor. I do not wish to voice the blank of that entity. It blank say the correct words. Blank may also find this staff will open blank that were blank before. Blank may know the entity already, that one the Korvax worship. Repeat. Request one last repetition. If you say the correct words, you may also find this staff will open doors that were hidden before. You may know the entity already, that one the Korvax worship. The Autophage's metallic voice rings in my ears, the meaning of their words unmistakable. Something, a hunger, a longing, tugs inside my chest. Every blink reveals an infinite field of crimson. Leave. Okay, so in opposition to the to the Atlas is basically what this is. So we have a new staff weapon that we can use if we wish. I'm going to continue to use the one I've got, but there it is. That's the staff, and we've achieved a milestone. We've met 40 aliens, and we have our new staff weapon. So, We're in good shape. We're moving right along. I would have liked to have done the derelict freighter, but that should complete the autophage, they who returned. Uncover the portable layout lines with the scanner. Let me see what happens here. Oh, we got a bunch of 16s. Visit the terminus. Where'd it go? Seek a hidden gateway. Perform a scan to uncover portal ley lines. Oh, okay. It went crazy this time. I think I did it just in advance of where we needed to be. Let's finish this out. Send Atlantidium to a portal. Follow the energy traces to the portal. Looks like it's over there. Off planet. Okay, well. Let's do this. Let's keep this staff in hand, huh? So we can continue to build up our reputation with these guys. It's actually really easy and very quick to do so. So with the autophage, we can really move up fast in our reputation with them. Took me around the other side of the planet to get there. Okay, we're going back to the fiery planet near the space station. That's okay. That's okay. We can do that. Coming in. Okay. We need to search for it. Let's get up a little bit higher because we're a little too close to the ground. Because the portal should be easy to see. There it is. Always at the other end. Alright, so we're going to have to open this. Maybe not. Okay, the hunger inside my chest escalates near the portal. The structure demands my attention. The wind pulls me closer. Reveal Atlantidium? Something rumbles deep beneath the portal, but no voice rises in response. If there is any intelligence in this ancient technology, it is mute. Yet I have a sense of anticipation as though some great force is poised to erupt. Should we wield the voltaic staff or say Atlas? I'm going to wield the staff. I present the voltaic staff. It sparks, sending a jolt through my bones. Ah, there it is. The rumble glows louder. Something is awakening. Say Atlas. Recalling the fragment of New Atlantid and its ancient Korvax log, I murmur the autophage word for Atlas. Now, I do not know what's going to happen here. I honestly don't remember. This is trippin'. I'm going to do something here, guys. I think that's a pretty good picture, don't you? Action sequence. Can't really get it when you're jumping through. It doesn't really make sense to do so, so I don't bother with that kind of picture, I guess. I don't know.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Oh, good. A space storm.
Low oxygen levels.
Really? Everything looks okay. There we go. I think I interrupted it. Ooh. Look at the wind. It's like a breeze coming from the Atlas. Face the Atlas. Present the Atlantidium to the Crimson interface. Okay. Got some good pictures out of this one, man. The Atlas is unknowable, a mind too alien to comprehend. There is nothing to indicate it is even aware of my presence. And yet, it seems inevitable that my path led here. Could not prevent it. I could not resist. We revealed the Atlantidia. The Amusin abstraction. It's purple now, you noticed. Access denied. Non-indexed data detected. Cannot delete. Data corrupted and unreadable. Push it closer. I hold the ethereal substance towards the beating core. Oh, look, it went purple on us. Catastrophic system failure. Alert, alert. 16 minutes. 16 bolts of corruption swim across the crimson interface. The Atlas cries out. If it is capable of distress, if it is capable of fear, then I think it must be afraid. Yet it has brought me here for a purpose. Watch. As I stare into the vast red orb, images begin to take form. The Atlas shows me the lost intelligence of Korvax Prime, thriving, falling, waiting blind and alone, or children stranded in the dark, rebuilding their own bodies from nothing. The Autophage. It shows me a future in a reality I do not recognize. Wires loosened from their circuits, transistors failing, memories dissolving, dispersing like ink and water. The Atlas hurtles towards its own dark in a time and a space I cannot begin to understand. It cries out. It demands compliance. Submit. Deleting non-indexed data. Cannot delete. Access denied. The Atlas is all creation. The Atlas is everything. The Autophage are children of the Atlas too. They must be. But why did they return from the dark? Why are they here? Choose hope. I don't think fear is a good thing. I want to go with hope. Are the Autophage a manifestation of hope? The mother and the children of the void are proof of rebirth, of a second chance, of the permanence of data in the face of erasure. The Atlas cries out again. Submit. The very existence of the Autophage is an act of resistance. They choose life. They reject the reality of death. They defy the Atlas, but I cannot. The Atlas says nothing. Does it hear my submission? Does it approve? I cannot truly know what it thinks. All I can know is my own mind. I am released. Here we go. See you in a little bit. Well, I'm glad I kind of ended on this note, huh? Restore point. Where are we? We're on a planet we've never been to before. Ship is that way. Let's go ahead and take the walk.
Technology recharge.
Maybe we have been here, but... Oh, hello, that's a hole. I hate when that happens. Nothing special. Alright. Oop, there we go. Oh, I was a little bit off. Let's go this way. Oh, well, not the most terrible of planets. I've been on worse. The radiation is not... Pardon me, horrible. I've been in worse places as well. And there's our ship. I don't see any sparks or smoke. So I think we're okay. Okay. Look, iteration again. Boundary separation. And as the very beginning, I'm going to go ahead and broadcast again. And I don't think the universe restarted again. I just think it, did its own thing while we're here. There we go. A little extra oxygen. Since we're running low anyway. Alright. Let's go hit up Not on Polo. And that should complete everything regarding this, if I'm not mistaken. Still have the Autophage symbol there. Not terrible. I Good news is when it kicks you out of your ship on that particular spot, it kicks you out in the front left corner, so you're actually closer to things that way. So I don't mind that. That's okay. Nada stiffens, looking at me with concern. Are you well, friend entity? Tell Nada about the Atlas. Atlas Falsity was afraid? Nada has not considered this possibility. Curious. But travelers should be wary. Atlas Falsity entity is a liar. Purple lattice exists where it cannot. Challenges the Atlas Falsity. Proves it is not deity. Nada always knew. But Nada had not realized. Do you have the purple lattice here? Is the Atlantidium? Nada takes the purple lattice. Purple crystal, holding it gently in their palm. A shudder runs through their carapace. Their facial lights blink erratically. They are lost in some private emotion, some memory. I do not interrupt. She was home once. May Nada keep this friend entity? Yes, of course. Nada is grateful. Thank you for this memory. The builder entities, the purple lattice. Nada does not think there is cause for fear. Not for us. For Atlas Falsity, perhaps. Nada's lights blink just once. And Nada does not quarantine our friendship. There is plenty. Make your path forward, traveler. Make friends. It is your way. Nada and Polo will always be here. And that's it. So we've consulted with Nada. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that completes the end of the autophage. Void synthesis is next. So now we can visit the autophage synthesis terminals and we can do some stuff in regards to that. So we'll get into that next time just a little bit. A little more on the settlers, and we're going to go with the derelict ships after this, derelict freighters, and check them out in our next episode. So I'm not sure how many more episodes we're going to be doing on this, guys, but we are coming to an end, finally. Coming to an end. So there's our save point. We're completed. I hope you like the staff. The staff looks pretty cool to me. I kind of like the way it looks. It's really, really neat. So anyway, please leave your comments and questions down below as usual, and please hit the like, hit the subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you again for watching. Take care, and see you next time.